Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm excited to read your answer to the rosebud and thorn discussion this week. I'm trying to think of ways or trying to come up with some more ways that I can kind of connect with you and learn a little bit more about you personally. Um, and so those are one of my ideas. Like it, don't like it, at least you learn a little bit about me, get to see a tree in my house, in my yard. Hopefully you've done that, and now you're on the activity for the week. So the activity this week is to complete something called a timed ethogram. Oh, I should show you my hat. This is my hat. It's not my hat, it's my daughter's hat. She got it last year at a place called Sylvania Wilderness. We went there as a family to go on a canoe camping trip for 3 or 4 nights. A lot of mosquitoes, but it was beautiful. Anyway, the activity this week is about something called a timed ethogram. So we're going to be going back to a topic we covered kind of at the beginning of our digital learning, which is the topic of the minnows. If you remember the video with the minnows, we are going to be rewatching that video, but we're going to be doing something different with it. We're going to be trying to use that video to figure out whether or not something is a external cause of behavior for the minnows, or whether it has no effect on the behavior of the minnows. And I'm not going to tell you what that thing is yet. We'll get to that in a little bit, but this is a technique scientists would use if they were going to observe an animal and they were going to try to figure out the answer to the question, what is the cause of behavior? So we've been dealing with the question of causes for the past couple weeks. We haven't really looked at like how would you collect the data? We saw the rattlesnake with the squirrel, but like what were they actually writing down? Did they just videotape it? Well, they probably did something kind of like a timed ethogram. So we need to set up the timed ethogram. You've already opened up this page because you're watching the video. Here's what you need to do, and I'm going to take you through this, so just follow along with me and you'll be able to do this. So we're going to begin in Schoology. Okay, so hopefully you already have this document up. If you could open that up in one window and open up Schoology in another, and you go into our Flex Learning folder, and go back to week 1 on ethograms. And what I'd like you to look for is the Minnow ethogram assessment that you submitted your ethogram to. Now, the other thing you could try is you could just go into Google and look up Minnow ethogram, okay, and try to find yours. But if you don't have it, or if you don't want to do it that way, you can just go into here, click your submission. Now your screen will look different than mine, but you need to open your ethogram. And when you do, you're going to see something that's kind of like this. This is one of the students' ethograms that was submitted this year. Pretty good job, by the way. And this is what their ethogram looked like. So they have 4 categories here. Now, it's really just these categories that are important, although you may want to go back and reread what does it mean to be doing each of the categories. Your words will be different. The student made up these 3 terms. I gave them this one. But these 3 will be different from what you see on the screen. So you're going to use yours. Do not use the ones that are on the screen here. I'm doing this as an example. So this student's other categories were nearby, huddled up, and brisk. So I'm going to go back to my timed ethogram, and you'll notice already vibing is on there because I knew that was going to be the first one. And I'm going to type in here, nearby. You're going to type in whatever you used. Okay, go back, look at the time. I got huddled up was the next category. Right, go back one more time, and brisk. Okay, and you're going to enter those there. These should be your words. You should not see nearby, huddled up, and brisk in your own document. You're going to put your own terms in your document, unless you're lucky enough and I happen to grab your ethogram to use as an example. You're going to do the same thing in the second table. Nearby, huddled up, oops, and brisk. Okay, now our timed ethogram is set up. What you're going to see across the top here are times. 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 1 minute, 115, 130, 145, 2 minutes, so on. You are going to now go into this document and play this video that's linked up here. And it's going to be me showing you a video and telling you to mark down or record some piece of information. The way you're going to record it is every 15 seconds of the video, I'm going to say mark. And at that point, you'll have watched the minnows for 15 seconds. Any behaviors you saw in those 15 seconds will get recorded on this table. So let's say in the first 15 seconds I show you, you see the minnows are vibing. You can put an X there, and they're also showing some nearby behavior. And then then I'll say mark, and you'll put X's in there. They don't have to be doing it just at the end. They can have done it any time in those 15 seconds. And then once I say mark, you should sort of mentally reset and be like, all right, in the next 15 seconds, between 15 seconds and 30 seconds, what are they doing? And again, watch and look around and maybe be like, oh, all I saw that time was nearby. I didn't see any what I would call vibing behavior. Great. And then in the next time period, okay, so I'll say mark, you mark that in 45 seconds. Again, be like, well, this time at the beginning there was nearby, but then somewhere partway through I was seeing a couple of other behaviors. You mark all of those. Okay, they can be doing multiple things in those 15 seconds, and you keep on going that way, right? Maybe this is all you're going to see, and then, this, and then maybe it's going to go back to this. You're just marking what you see, and you're going to do that for about 6 minutes. Now I'm going to delete this. This is not in any way meant to be the correct answers. In fact, there are no correct answers. It's about how you use your ethogram to collect data. Now, I will say I'm looking to see that you're, using the ethogram as described. So, if you go into your Minnow ethogram, you should be rereading this to make sure you're like, oh yeah, I remember what nearby looks like, or huddled up looks like, or brisk looks like, so that you can tell one behavior apart from another. If you can't tell the behaviors apart, then you maybe need to go back and spend some time with the ethogram, because that's required. You have to be able to tell the behaviors apart in order to fill out the table. Okay? Good luck, and please let me know if you have questions or if you're confused at all about how to do this.